just where it was needed. Gleamed in black as night, cloistered in injustice, dead in the eye of time. Nobody is losing. Faces merge and change, but your face remains the same. The swallows will be here by the door when we're finally sober.
It is a few hours later. I think I'm about 3 hours away from the start of the storm, but I wanted to update you that I'm reading The Paradise Problem, and oh my gosh, it's so good. I've been obsessed with it the whole time, and one of the main things I immediately noticed is how distinct each one of these characters are. Like, they feel like real people, and I just love Anna so much, and I'm really looking forward to get to know West a little bit more. Even though we've learned his name is Liam, Anna just doesn't know that, which is hilarious because they were married for like 3 years and are still technically married. She just was not aware of that. Part of the premise is also very much giving me like Crazy Rich Asians a little bit, in that he's a billionaire, like extreme levels of wealth, and she had no idea, and now she has to go to this private island in Southeast Asia. I'm forgetting where exactly, I think somewhere around Bali or Indonesia, and they have to go to like his sister's wedding and pretend that they've been married for all of these years, like legitimately married. They're legally married, but truly we're not in a relationship in any definition of the word beyond them just being roommates. Like, that was the only relationship that they had despite their legal marriage. I think that their relationship so far is like really cute. It's interesting the way that the story opens, and now we have them and he's like, yo, I need you to be my wife again. And she's like, so how much are you gonna pay me? Because she had no idea that he was a billionaire, no idea at all. And I'm really excited for like the chemistry between them to kick up. It's already starting, but you can see by my facial expressions just how much I am enjoying this. I think 50 pages into the story. With that said though, besties, as I mentioned earlier, I do not mess with my morning and night routine at all. Yes, I only read 50 pages today, but I was doing other things. Content planning, working on my journal. I'm on sprints right now with Gabby, which is always so much fun. And I was posting the video that you saw on Sunday, so last Sunday, as well as just generally doing some content planning. So I was productive in other ways, did not have much time to read, but that is okay because I'm having such a good time with this. My evening routine technically starts at 6:40, but the very first step that I take is to eat between 5 and 6 p.m. and it's a little bit after 5. So I need to eat my dinner. And if I read a little bit more, I will do that, but you will not see me again until tomorrow, where I'm gonna aim to finish The Paradise Problem. But just full disclaimer right now, as I mentioned, I am on tornado watch, I am on hurricane watch. I'm not super stressed about it. It's only hurricane level 1, and it really is just kind of warning, heads up, like this is what's going to happen. And largely I'm getting the remnants of the storm. It's not coming straight at my location. Just heads up, tomorrow there may be no power, and if there is no power, that means day off of work for me and time for me to do even more reading. But I shall see you tomorrow, besties. If you can hear the fan in the background, I'm sorry. I like to be cold. I don't know what to tell you, but I am coloring, as you can see. Did I just mess that up? No. And I just want to say, I find coloring so relaxing and meditative. For me, this is going to sound so nerdy, but like if you're a cozy hobby girl, you get it. When you have a marker that you like don't use and the ink is just like flowing freely, I absolutely love that. Like, just something about seeing the color get on the page. I find so deeply relaxing. Today, I am trying to emphasize that just because I took a nap this morning doesn't mean that my day is lost by any means. I still woke up, I did my morning routine, and then you know what? I decided that I was so tired and I went back to bed. And I feel like the theme for this chapter in my life, this part of my like 90-day reset journey, the theme is balance, because I want to learn how to balance my job with my social life, with my everything. And I mentioned this earlier on, I think, but I find a lot of fulfillment in activities like this, where I am just coloring and just enjoying my life. I was watching a meal prep video because I mentioned that I do struggle with getting enough protein. I don't know why, I just do. I feel like I never hit the amount that I want to. So that is something that I am working on, and with just getting some ideas for protein meal prep. This week does feel a little bit thrown off because normally I would grocery shop on the weekend. And while you saw me go to Publix, that was not me like doing a grocery shop. That was me picking up peanut butter and something else that I needed. Very, very little that I was actually getting because of Hurricane Debbie. I wasn't sure if I would have power, and the last thing that I wanted to do was go and buy groceries and then lose power and have all the food that I just bought go bad. So I do have my list. I'm just here like talking your ear off because I realized as I was watching content, I like B-roll, but I also don't like too much B-roll. So I'm considering that in my own content and in this kind of glow up series that I'm doing on this channel. But for me, it is about like mental glow up. For a long time, I felt kind of stagnant in my life and just felt like I had hit pause on my life until I figured out what I wanted to do next. And then in June, I just went all in on my vision for myself and my future. July, I did my mid-year reset, and what I'm really working on now is the things that make me feel good. So I've had a 5 a.m. morning routine for the past 3 weeks or so, and I hate to say it, besties, but it's working really well for me. And that's not to say I think you should wake up at 5 a.m. because quite honestly, the only reason I wake up at 5 a.m. is because I start work at 7 and I have to commute to work, so I have to be up at 5 a.m. But taking that time just to have like slow me time in the morning and really settle into routine is working very, very, very well for me. And you know that joke that's like, do I feel like that girl? I do feel like that girl, to be honest with you. And that's like not that girl in comparison to other people, but that girl to myself. I feel like I am stepping into this version of myself that I want to be as I enter my 30s. And I am so happy that only 20 something days into this glow up journey for myself, I really am noticing significant differences in how I think about myself, my life, and what it is that I want out of life. Like, I never thought I would be the bitch to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, have a protein packed meal, journal, meditate, and go to the gym. But yet here I am. With that said, besties, I promise I'm still going to talk to you about reading. I am going to get back into reading, but the theme of this week's vlog is balance, and I don't want to pressure myself to do things because I feel like I have to. Like, yes, I have a booktube channel, and so realistically I do in fact have to read, but I don't want to read right now. And so I'm going to give myself time to watch some videos and to color. So I'm going to keep doing that. Thanks for listening to me yap. And I'll see you in a little bit where I undoubtedly will be either making my lunch or telling you about the paradise problem.
I need to step back. Constantly online, causing me setbacks too. Every day see so many people doing the things you do, and they're doing it better too. Whoa, whoa. Feels like, why should I even try when there's always some other guy who's way ahead of you, but makes it look easy. Why would they need me? Oh, I hear it now. I'm just being needy. I try not to envy you, to get angry, you do it better than me. I try not to hate myself, to lose confidence, but you always do it better than me. I just wanna be loved like you. I just want them to see me too. Just wanna be the one they choose. Yeah, I just wanna be loved. That's really, really cool for you. Yeah, everything you do is cool. It's kind of unbelievable. It's also unachievable. Yeah, almost inconceivable. I'll never do it like you do. And I know I'll grow in a whole supposed to be, but self-doubt comes easy, and I've tried almost everything, but it just hasn't worked yet. I try not to envy you, to get angry, you do it better than me. I try not to hate myself, to lose confidence, but you always do it better than me. I just wanna be loved like you. I just want them to see me too. Just wanna be the one they choose. Yeah, I just wanna be loved. Ooh, I hate comparison, cause it makes me feel lesser than striving for perfection, thinking somebody will see me.
Barnes and Noble. These cars behind me are probably like, this dumb bitch, why is she fucking walking? But anyway, I am meeting up with a friend. I probably won't be able to show you much, but I'm excited because my friend Caitlin told me that this is her favorite Barnes and Noble in the area, so I'm super excited to check it out. I don't plan to purchase anything, but I'm very excited to make friends. I finished the partner plot. I loved it. I loved it. I love this couple so much. And Christina Forrest, hello, why is my necklace all the way around here? Why does the clasp of the necklace always want to be the pendant? You are not the main character. Anyway, besties, Christina Forrest has accomplished something that I think is so hard to accomplish for me, and that is convincing me that these people are soulmates. She has done this so well that here's a clip of me dancing around my kitchen listening to R&B music. Yeah, I'm not a second chance romance girly at all, let alone a second chance romance for people who were a couple in high school. Like, getting me to believe that you are still thinking about someone that you dated 10 years ago is almost impossible, but she did it. And I love them together. I love them together so much. I was rooting so hard for them. Anytime they had any kind of interaction, my heart would just swell. Like, I just loved them so much. And because she convinced me that they were soulmates and I was rooting for them so hard, this is a 4.5 star read for me. In my heart, it could be a 5-star, but for my reading experience, I can't give it a 5-star. The things that I loved in here is their relationship, their conversations, the growth that we see them go through together from when they were teenagers and what their relationship was like then versus what their relationship looks like now with both of them being adults. I think that they are still such a good match. They were such a good match then, and they're such a good match now. I loved the things that they were dealing with in their own lives, with Violet dealing with a flourishing career and really being at the top of her game, but having a hard time drawing work-life boundaries and making time for the relationships that are important to her, and Xavier struggling with his future not looking the way he planned it to when he was a teenager, and also really struggling with his sense of fulfillment versus his sense of worth. Those two things were divided, and he was struggling with finding a sense of worth and believing that he is worthy of Violet's love and believing that he is worthy of his own pride because his future reality looked so different than what he imagined it would look like as a teenager. But how they talk through these things like adults, and yes, they definitely have moments where they stumble, but I really loved it. The things that are preventing me from giving this 5 stars, Xavier and Violet don't really get together until about 3/4 of the way through the story. That is when they have the conversation and realize that they want to date. In addition, this story is told through scenes. They are together for about 6 weeks where they're fake married. But over those 6 weeks, we get maybe 4 days with them. There was a lot of time skips. And even when they officially get together, there's still time skips. And I feel like I wanted to spend more time with this couple. But saying all of that, that's a neutral critique in my mind, because me saying that I wanted to spend more time with this couple just shows how much I love them. So besties, that is book 1 done for this video. If you watched my last vlog, you'll know that I didn't finish that book, but I finished it in this one. So now you have my full opinions. It is a 4.5 star and definitely something that I loved. I'm gonna move on to my August TBR. I just wanted to finish that because I realized I was in the middle of a lot of books and I don't like feeling that way. So the next book I'm going to continue with is The Paradise Problem, and that will be the official first book that I read for the August TBR that I set and posted to this channel. But the partner plot was definitely still on my August TBR. I just thought I would finish it before this point. However, besties, speaking of my last video, I want to talk to you about how I'm feeling. First of all, the meetup that I did with this new friend went so well. We literally spent like 2 hours just talking, and as soon as we met up, it was just like we had known each other our whole lives, and we were just shooting the shit in Barnes & Noble for a long time, which I really loved. But I am slowly incorporating more lifestyle content in my Sunday vlogs. Let me lower you a little bit because you're a little high. And that's because over the years, I started to feel like I was keeping you all at a distance. And in a way, yes, I want to keep firm boundaries in these videos and for this channel. That was always my intention for this channel. Like, I don't show you my work, I don't show you my family, I don't show you my friends. I may talk about some of the things that I'm doing, but I do not include any of those things in my videos. I like to talk to you about me and my life and the things that I feel comfortable showing. However, over the past couple of years, I started to feel like I was holding you at a distance, and I don't love that. I want to welcome you into other aspects of my life to the extent that I feel comfortable, because of course, love you bestie, we're internet besties, not IRL besties. So I want to incorporate more lifestyle content into my video, but as I'm doing that, I'm gonna have a very honest conversation with you here. starting to feel a little bit insecure about that. I don't 100% know why, but I will be transparent and say I think part of that is that I've lowered the dosage of my anxiety medication, and as I adjust to it, the anxious thoughts pop up. But I also feel like, well, do you care? Do you care what I'm doing? Do you care about my routines? Do you care about what my life looks like outside of when I'm reading? And then I had to interrupt that thought and say, do I care if you care? Not that I don't love you and not that your opinions don't matter to me, but ultimately this is my channel and I want to post the content that I want. My channel is bookish and I will always talk about what I'm reading to one extent or another, but I also want it to feel like we're on FaceTime. Because when I make these videos, that's what it feels like. I am talking to myself as I film these videos, but I always feel like I'm talking to you, and I want to bring you into some other aspects of my life that are important to me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming along for the journey. And if the lifestyle content isn't for you, that's totally fine, bestie. I will have other videos that are just about books. But for these vlogs, I want to make them the kind of vlogs that I like to watch, which is a blend of the hobbies that bring people fulfillment, as well as the things that they are working towards and generally what they're reading. That's what I like to watch, so that is what I want to create. So I'm gonna eat my dinner because I did push back my evening routine just a little bit. You saw a clip earlier in this vlog. Yes, I do put my ass in bed by 7:30. Like, that is my limit. Ideally, I want to eat dinner before 6 o'clock, but I was busy. I was out with a friend. I didn't get home till 5, and then I had to finish the partner plot because I have other books that I need to read for this video. Full disclaimer, it is Wednesday as I'm recording this, so it's only a few days for me to read these books, but I'm gonna eat my dinner. I am going to watch a little bit of TV, and I'm gonna get started with my evening routine, and I will see you with my update for the partner plot. P.S. I did this hairstyle, the bubble braids. I love it. I think it's so cute. Good morning, besties. I'm at Walmart because it is time to go grocery shopping, and I just want to say this Walmart is only 15 minutes away from me. But because of road closure, I had to take 2 highways and sit in 45 minutes of traffic to get here. It is 15 minutes down the road. Anyway, besties, let's go shopping because your girl has to go to work in like an hour and a half.
The fall is coming, I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires. So I'll throw
Walmart trip done. As always, my necklace is turned around. Y'all, that was $220 motherfucking dollars. Yeah, I'm afraid you ask. Yes, I am hot because I decided to wear long pants and a sweater today. Don't worry, I will be changing. I just planned to get here before the sun rose. And as you all know, that didn't happen. So let's go home. And that is apparently $220 worth of stuff. So you can see I was restocking, so I knew that this would be on the pricier end, and I didn't actually get a lot of meals, but I did have to restock things like the condiments, like dish soap and some of the drinks and stuff, and then I also got some like makeup products, so I knew it would be on the pricier end. Doesn't mean that it still didn't hurt. It's later in the day and I have been reading for about an hour and a half, and I've just gotten to the halfway point. I'm actually a little bit beyond the halfway point. I'm on page 171, and I'm really loving this. I just think that the whole island setting and the idea of this wedding is so much fun. And one of the strengths of this book is the strength of the characters, because they genuinely feel like real people. Like, as I'm reading this, I feel like I'm watching a movie, and it is just so much fun to read. And the whole mess with West/Liam's family is like sad, but also really interesting to read about. So I am enjoying it. The only thing I will say that I know that I'm at the halfway point. So I know that in a little bit over 50 or so pages, I'm gonna hit the third act conflict, which can't be a third act to break up at this point. But it's like, I feel like I can predict where it's going to go, because she was talking to her best friend about the situation via text messages, and I was just like, girly pop, never leave a paper trail. Never leave a trail, because I feel like that's gonna come back for her hard, and I just imagine that it's gonna blow up. And it's making me nervous, because the reason why I really did not like The Unhoneymooners by these authors, or Christina Lauren is two people, so this author, Christina Lauren, is the hero of the story turned into an asshole real quick, and then he never fucking apologized for the disgusting things he said about her and threw back in her face. And as much as I'm enjoying West/Liam, I get the energy that he has the potential to be the same way. Is West/Liam the same man in a slightly different font? He's giving me that vibe. He's giving me that energy, and I really hope that it doesn't turn out this way. And the second thing I'll say that's like mildly giving me an ick right now is every time she sees this man's dick, she calls it his goddamn. I wasn't staring at his goddamn. I definitely didn't look at his goddamn. And I'm like, ew. Ew. Stop it. Stop it. Of all the nicknames I have heard for a man's penis, and of all the words you could have used for his penis, his goddamn, really? And Anna does not play the kind of character who would shy away from saying the word dick. So I just gotta be transparent with you, besties, and tell you, ew, ew, stop calling it his goddamn. Anything else. In fact, if you want it to be a closed door romance, you don't have to allude to his dick at all. Or if you want it to, just don't call it his goddamn. But outside of that, I am really enjoying this, and depending on where it goes, I can honestly see it going in one way or another. It's such a pivotal moment I know that I'm approaching. So it's either gonna be a 4.5 for 5-star, or it's gonna be a 2.5 if the second half of this book devolves the way that The Unhoneymooners did. So somebody please pray for my reading experience.
Lord Christ, I'm about to sin again.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
We don't have to talk about the fact that I cut my hair this morning by accident. Listen, the lesson there was I shouldn't wear that hairstyle for more than 3 days, because those bands were definitely in my hair. I'm also trying to do more creative styles with my natural hair and trying to extend the time between like washes, because as I mentioned, I think earlier in this video, with my hair and its porosity and it's just like curl pattern, the more often I wash my hair, especially this water in Florida that seems to be hard water, the frizzier it gets. So I'm trying to leave my hair alone. The good news is that my hair is super, super curly and very, very dark. So it's pretty hard for you to see the spot where I cut off my hair. The lesson there was maybe don't be impatient, because I still had to pull those little rubber bands out of my hair and the scissors weren't going to work. They were too closely bonded to my hair. But with that said, besties, it has been a beautiful day and a beautiful morning. I did, as always, wake up the time I usually wake up, and I stuck to my morning routine, and I went to the gym, and today was abs and back. And this is the first time I've introduced abs in my workout in a very long time, just because I don't like doing abs. I don't. But I did abs today, and I am proud of myself for doing it. And I'm bringing this up because the theme of this week for me is balance, and I'll talk more about that and the way that I'm doing it. But I have been sticking to this routine for about a month now. And they say it takes 21 days to build a habit, and it takes 66 days or longer for that habit to become automatic. And I'm definitely feeling the discipline of just sticking to my routine kicking in, because before I even have the time to think that I don't want to do it, I just find myself doing these things. However, over the past couple of days, I've just found that it's been hard in terms of just mentally. I've mentioned that I decreased the dose of my anxiety medication just because I'm weaning off of that and gradually over time via the plan that I established with my psychiatric practitioner. And that has been playing in, because in my nighttime routine, when I'm struggling to sleep, I'm just oh, I want to go on my phone, or I find myself picking up my phone anyway, even though when I'm in my nighttime routine, I don't want to do those things. I start off my routine at night at about 6:40, 6:45, and I do closing routine, which is just cleaning up for 15 minutes or so and then dropping it. And I usually wash the dishes, and I found myself feeling, I don't want to. I just don't want to. And sometimes it's okay not to want to, but I at least want to make the attempt. And I bring this up just because I want to point out that there have been hard days for me, and I'm finding as I settle into this routine, there are days where I just don't want to do these things. However, I'm doing them anyway, and today's the day where I did that, and it really, really worked for me. And last night when I didn't want to wash the dishes, I cut myself some slack. I said, okay, if you can just wash these 3 plates and the pots and the pans, then that's enough. You don't have to wash everything, just do that. And I did that, and that felt really good. And then I also wiped down the counters and mopped the kitchen as my little closing routine, just anything I can do to clean up my space a little bit. But I am really enjoying the routine, and I'm really enjoying the book that I'm reading, but I'm about to head out to Aldi and potentially Walmart if that road is not closed. The reason why I'm going back to Walmart is that this sunscreen cost me almost $20. And I got it because I am struggling right now with a heat rash. Not anything super severe. It's just the heat in Florida and the UV rays is very excessive, and it's not something that my skin is used to. So certain parts of me are getting a heat rash, and I wanted to make sure to have sunscreen that was good. So this Blue Lizard sunscreen is for sensitive skin, and I was cool, I've heard good things about this. I will pick this up, and I was willing to pay a little bit more for it, so I did. And then I tried it this morning. It turned blue on me. Yeah, white cast, no, blue cast. Literally put it on here. It was blue with a gray shadow. And I was trying to blend it in, It was not. I looked like a fucking dead Smurf. And that's just point blank, period. So besties, if you also have melanated skin, my girlies with color, this is not for you. It's not for you, besties. It's gonna leave one hell of a fucking cast on you, and I have to return that. I sound angry about it, and I'm not angry at that specific sunscreen. I'm more angry at how difficult it has been to find a good sunscreen that I feel comfortable using, that isn't super expensive, but doesn't leave a cast on me. And I'm still struggling to find that. So if you all have recommendations, any of my melanated pals, if you have recommendations for sunscreen that you use, please let me know. I don't want to spend $60 on a sunscreen, but I also need sunscreen that has really good protection, that's great for sensitive skin, and that is not going to leave a gray, white, or blue cast on my complexion. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to Ross, I think, because I want to pick up a couple of work pieces, and then I will update you later on today. isn't a closed door romance? I want to say I don't know why I'm so shocked, but actually, yes, I do. If it's not a closed door romance,
Got a little too comfy there, besties.
why was she calling his penis his goddamn? Interesting. Okay, besties, I have finished the Paradise Problem, and if the big old grin on my face isn't a clue, it was 5 stars. I am so happy to tell you that the third act conflict was only a little bit of what I thought it was, but it really went more in the direction of her issue with them being billionaires. And I really liked that the third act conflict didn't center completely around a third act breakup. It was more about the fallout from West's life and all the things that we saw him have to deal with on the island, and the acknowledgement that his father is truly a narcissist in every definition of the word. And I just really love this. I even love the way that it resolved with Wes and his brothers. And despite her calling his penis his goddamn, at the very end, she does in fact say his cock. So she stops calling it that. I think it is so sweet. I love their relationship. I love their dynamics. I was entertained the whole time. It is a solid 5-star read for me, and I'm happy to end the vlog this way. That said, besties, thank you so much for watching this video. Yes, I still have the price tag on this because I can't decide whether or not I like it. Like, I like it from the top, but if I like just pan you down a little bit, you can see how wide and boxy it is because it has pockets. I love pockets. I do. But if there was a time for a shirt to not have giant pockets, it would be a really thick, oversized sweatshirt where the pockets sit at your waist. But anyway, I haven't decided. That's why the price tag is still on. I'm so happy that we had a 4.5 and a 5-star read in this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Wednesday for a bookish video, and I will see you on Sunday for another little vlog. Bye, besties.